Don't you love it when a priceless pearl of wisdom in one area can become even more valuable in another area when you apply it there, especially when you're the beneficiary of it? I do too. Hi, it's David with another entry into the Leadership Library. For you, that person who can see a better future in front of you and you're committed to bring it to life, but you also know it's too big to bring it to life by yourself. So you're going to need to build those leadership skills to inspire and engage others to want to build it with you. So this particular video is about a lesson that I learned over 20 years ago. And it's so valuable that I personally have put it to use successfully thousands of times. I'm not exaggerating. And I've shared it with too many clients to count to help them put it to use with success. I learned it over 20 years ago from a friend of ours. My wife and I were trying to help a new nonprofit get off the ground. And of course, they needed what every nonprofit needs, money. So we called one of our friends who is a fundraiser for nonprofits. Her name is Lynn, and over the course of the work that we did together, which was successful, she one day just dropped this little pearl, which I've never been able to forget, and this is what I'm going to share with you. But also it comes with a warning label. You can start to use this today, immediately, for great success, and you need to make sure that you're doing it authentically, sincerely. Otherwise, it can damage your reputation and hurt your business. So let's move forward with what's this all about. The pearl of wisdom that Lynn dropped that day was really simple. In the fundraising world, there's a saying that goes like this: ask for money, get advice. Ask for advice, get money. And I'm going to spend a few minutes breaking this down for you. This video will actually be a little bit longer than some of the other ones have been, but the ideas behind it are so valuable. Please don't jump now just because I've given you what the words are. I want you to be able to understand why it works so that you can put it to full use and really build that future that you want to build. So it'll stick with you. This is something that will stick with you and pay off forever. So please just hang in there. If you need to speed up the playback speed, do that. But I'll build it out for you and we'll get started in just a second. Okay, so let's build this out so that it's meaningful to you. Ask for advice, get money. First, let's just start with the actions that you're going to take to make this happen, and we can zip through this pretty quickly. I've already built this out. So when your actions are sincere and authentic, let's keep that in mind. I've told you can blow yourself up if they're not. This is not something this is not a tool to manipulate others with, although ask for advice, get money sure could seem like it's a really easy thing to do. So when you do it sincerely and authentically, the steps you're going to take, let's build it. It's like a birthday cake or a wedding cake. You know, it gets better with a strong foundation. So if you do this, here's what it's going to do for me. I'm going to act as if I'm the person you're asking for advice from, and this is what it's going to do for you. So when you ask me for advice, I'll share with you, what does it do for me? What's it do for you? When I share my ideas is the next step. What happens for me and for you? When you listen truly to understand, or when you truly listen to understand, and you want to understand me, what's it do for me? What's it do for you? When I know that you've incorporated my ideas, which, by the way, sometimes when you ask for advice, you don't always get up here, but with each step that builds, more benefit comes. So when I know you've incorporated my ideas, what happens for me? What happens for you? Because we're both winning in here. This is what's so great about this approach. This is not you getting it all and me getting nothing. I get a lot from this as well. And then when I know my ideas change, that's a delta change to outcomes, what's it do for me? What's it do for you? And then there's some overarching benefits that I'll talk about at the end that are just remarkable, that you can do these fairly quickly by sincerely and authentically asking for advice. So with that, I'll go ahead and build out first my side. If you ask me for advice, what's it do for me? All the way up the ladder, and then we'll do the same thing for you. Okay, so remember the scenario. You've got a dream that's way too big for you to do by yourself, and you come and ask me for advice about it. So let's first talk about what I get from this. When you ask me for advice, if it's all about you, then I'm not going to be super excited about participating. But if you come and you are authentically interested and sincere about your question, what advice do I have? Here's what I get from it. First, when you ask me for advice, right off the bat, I just feel seen and acknowledged. What, you asked me for advice? I'm feeling seen and acknowledged. And don't kid yourself. I don't care who you're talking to. Every human on the planet enjoys, in fact, many of us long for, feeling seen and acknowledged. So you've given me that just by asking for my advice. Now, hopefully we'll go further than that, but just that has already done something for me. The next level of this is then when I share my ideas. When I share my ideas with you, what do I get from that? I start to feel more powerful and more confident. Think about it. You can hold your ideas in your head, but when you actually start to speak things, you ever had this experience when somebody asks you to speak? As you speak, you start to feel a bit more confident and powerful. So now that I'm sharing it with you, that's what's happening for me. First, I felt acknowledged. Now I'm feeling powerful and confident as I start to share. Then, at the next level, when you truly listen to understand, again, this is about you got to be sincere. If you really don't care what I think, don't ask. You got to be sincere, because now I need you to sincerely listen to me, truly listen, so that you can understand me. And when you do that, what happens is I start to feel like, hey, I matter. There's something about me that's important here. I'm actually, this person is paying attention, taking notes, doing whatever. They're interested in what I'm saying. So I really do matter, and I can make a difference in a new way. But here's one thing that I want to make sure you catch, which is at this point, when I say I can make a difference, I've just started to put some of my attention outward. Okay? This is about me. This is about me. I matter is about me, but I can make a difference in a new way. Now I'm pointing towards something else. I'm talking about what you're doing. I'm talking about other things beyond myself. And then we keep going. When I know you've incorporated my ideas, and by the way, I don't expect you to do everything I say. I know you probably were on a track already, and maybe some of my ideas won't fit, or they just, they aren't feasible, or they aren't possible right now. I don't expect you to do everything, but when I see you with what you find valuable, start to incorporate them into what you're doing, what happens to me? I start to feel more valuable in the world. It's just like, wow, I'm kind of making a difference. I'm doing something that's important here. I experience a sense of proof of my value. That feels great. But also then I start to become, the E stands for emotional or emotionally. I start to become emotionally invested in your success and what you're doing, because I see you incorporated it. And now, the old saying, we commit to what we create, starts to apply. Now I'm seeing that we're building this thing, or you're at least using part of my ideas to incorporate these. All right, I'm now getting emotionally invested. So again, it's another turn away from myself to something outside me, in this instance, you and what you're doing. And then this next level, when I know that my ideas have changed the outcomes for whatever it is that you're building, that thing out there that's so important to you, I feel like a contributor. I know that my ideas are making a difference in what you're doing. I'm a contributor now. How cool is that? But also, who's it focused on? Out there. I'm the contributor to something greater than myself. You have no idea what an important, what a valuable experience that is for people to know that they matter beyond themselves. Like if I were to drop dead today, well, at least this thing is going to live beyond me. I'm a contributor there. And your success starts to matter to me because I'm now vested in it. People commit to what they create. I want you to win because we walked all the way up this birthday cake or wedding cake together. And we're now at this pinnacle where I feel like a contributor and your success matters to me. So there's the other side of it. You're asking for some benefit too. So let me build that out for you as well. So what does asking advice get you? Again, you may quibble on the particular order of how I stack this up for you, but generally it's going to go in this direction for your benefit. Okay, so when you ask me for advice, what starts to happen is you begin to recognize or remember, the scale of it, this is too big for me. I can't do this by myself. I do need other people's help. And I have some needs that somebody can help me with. So it just reminds you, I need more. I need some help. I need support. Then when I start to share my ideas with you, what to do, I start to reveal your blind spots. You may have thought you knew everything until I started talking, and I bring a different perspective. We all bring a different perspective. And it's very possible that the things that you thought were handled are not, or the things that were a 1 actually are an 8 or a 10 in terms of concern, because I'm going to share with you my eyes. And so when I share my ideas, you start to have your blind spots revealed in a good way. When you truly listen to understand, when you really want to know what I'm doing, you start to see improvements in, you're trying to pay attention, you're trying to get it, and you can incorporate those. So you're gonna have those improvements earlier, and it's less costly. right? And also now you can't listen to me sincerely and authentically and not be a little bit concerned about me too, a little bit grateful. So you're actually starting to feel a little bit more gratitude or appreciation or connection to me as well. So now it's coming back the other way. Isn't that funny? And then when I know that you've incorporated my ideas, well, basically what's happening when you do that is your test and learn process that you're going to go through just got a lot better. You're going to recognize things a lot sooner because I pointed out all this stuff that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. And I'm saving you time and that, emotional investment. So then when I know that my ideas have changed the outcomes, well, that's good for you because they're changing the outcomes. So you'll experience success in a few ways. One is results, right? Business results could very well be better because you incorporated my ideas. Even if not, at the very least, you learned a lot so that the next iteration is going to be better, less costly, faster, whatever it's going to look like. Hopefully you get 1 and 2. You get some results and some learning in the process. But then also, you're starting to feel loyal to me, and I'm starting to feel loyal to you. It's just, we can't help but, we've shared this experience. We're building something together. You commit to what you create too. So now we're in this together. We're starting to feel loyalty both ways. And now you have another investor. Not necessarily, I'm not necessarily writing you a check, but I am emotionally invested in you. I'm invested in your success. I want you to win. And so ultimately, on top of all this, for both of us, we're both going to feel a sense of ownership. We're also going to feel some investment in each other and in the project. So now we're both investors in this. And then the pinnacle is loyalty. When I'm loyal to you, even if you screw things up, when you're loyal to me, even if you screw things up a little bit, I still got your back. I know I can count on you. I teach workshops about trust, long workshops, and the holy grail of that is loyalty because it includes forgiveness. We'll give each other, you can take some more risks because I got your back, and vice versa. So we're in this together. So we've together now built ownership, investment, and loyalty simply because you asked me. Now, had you just come and asked for money, which we didn't talk about, when you ask for money and you get advice, because why would I give you my money if you're asking for money? You've baked the whole cake. It's done. I can't contribute a thing to it. So unless I have to, I don't feel any emotional connection to the thing that you've already got, the thing that you've already built. So I don't feel any need to make an investment there. Whereas when you give me the opportunity to build it with you, you ask for my advice, you get a bigger investment. One last time, I'll just offer you that warning. If you can do this without caring what the other person thinks and just really in a more manipulative way. But at some point along the way, they're going to figure it out. As you go through here, they're going to figure that out. And you'll ruin your reputation. You'll probably lose the relationship. It will probably damage your business. And in addition, that person will probably never want to interact with you again. So bring it back to doing it sincerely, authentically, and this is where you win. Where I win and where you win. Where we both win. So now the question is really simple for you. What is it that matters to you so much? What is that big goal that you want to bring to life, but it's way too big for you to do it by yourself? And then the ultimate question is, who can you ask for advice, sincerely, authentically, so that you can create this together? I cannot wait to hear how you put this to work, and stay in touch. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.